Alright, Mike, sync in 3, 2, 1. PlayStation, licensed by Sony Computer Entertainment America, SCEA, TM. Namco, produced by Namco. Now loading dot. Ace Combat 3, Electrosphere. Oh, well, ignore that. Ignore it. Ignore it. It's not there. Ignore it. No, ignore it. You don't see that. Spoilers. Alright, and let's try this again. Yes, it's been like a year or two. I need to look up when I last tried to record this. But I got a nice little nifty little device that allows me to record SD video onto. Well, it transfers SD video into HD 1080p, so I can record with Elgato. Because for some reason, some people don't see the value of making their HD recorders record SD video, or at least record and transfer to HD. For some reason. But anyway. So, yeah, let's actually press start. Basically, these are showing you missions later on in the game. Pretty cool, but that's not what we're here for. Okay, we'll talk from this screen. And music as well. So, it's kind of about 3 Electrosphere. Oh, wait, I did my intro. And welcome to Walkthroughs Playthrough of Ace Combat 3 Electrosphere, North American version. and there's finally we're playing another Ace Combat game. And my favorite of all time, if it wasn't for that pesky, I need a Japanese console in order to play the real version. Oh well, yeah, eventually they're cheap enough now. I just gotta find them. But yeah. So let's go back to Electrosphere. It came out in 1999. Oh well, yeah, 1999 in Japan, and 2000 in North America and the European Union or Europe for the PlayStation. However, because Sony was forward-thinking, you can actually play it on PS2 and play with your joysticks on your PS2 controller, which is pretty cool. I believe it was because PlayStation got control sticks later, or the control sticks are just really good at detecting the old game. Regardless, that's what Nintendo does nowadays. Xbox on certain days, and PlayStation never, because PlayStation 4 has no backwards compatibility, and PlayStation barely has some. I mean, okay, PlayStation is more than Xbox, I'll give it that. Because certain Xbox models didn't have backwards capability at all. Whereas all PlayStation models, I believe, no, not all, the newer ones don't for some reason. I guess because the hardware made to emulate PS2 doesn't fit in this PS3 Slim. I'm sorry for my arms. I'm tired and still sick. But yeah, so it's been a while since last time I attempted this. Let me check and see. By adding a description to that video where I last attempted to record on PS2. However, this one looks at all the signs of working, or looks like all the signs of working, so I think I should be good. So yeah, what is Ace Combat? Sorry, well, it is the third Ace Combat game. It's the last of the originals, or the PS1 or the PlayStation 1 era Ace Combat games. It's also the only Ace Combat game to, well, it's also the it's the Ace Combat game that takes place furthest in the future, taking place in the year 2040, I believe, on the Ace Combat Alternate Earth. Whereas the most pushed in the future game would be the X Games on PlayStation Portable. I believe Ace Combat 7 might go up there as well, but the console releases are more geared towards full console audiences, instead of more the niche audiences which appear on handheld devices nowadays. Like, for example, PlayStation Portable games all take place. It takes place in like 2020, and Ace Combat 6 it takes place in, well, the 20-teens. I forgot which, like 2014 or something. Basically, just it's modern day today, a bit in the future, originally, stuff like that, or something like that. Okay, that was. Oh, by the way, I played Ace Combat Assault Legacy Plus. I didn't get that to work yet. I'll link in the description too, because why not? And I'll link in the description to my Ace Combat 6 playthrough. Where is it? The Infinity. Like that as well, because why not? Nimbus, Raiders. We need the Raiders again. Forgetting about it. The Raiders for 4th. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I tried to record 4 years ago. It was on a Dazzle which I freshly bought. It didn't work. This thing's working fine because it's a very simple device. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, so you may be wondering, why did I say North American release and not be able to play the real game? Well, what Ace Combat 3 did first, and actually did only, was Ace Combat Air Combat and Ace Combat 2 has Splash. Well, Air Combat was just an arcade game. Ace Combat 2 had a splash screen at the beginning of the game. And I believe there was one at the end of the game. And maybe more text in between, I kind of forget. But Ace Combat 3 was the first Ace Combat to have a full-fledged story and branching story pass. Which you won't see branching again till, I know 5 had it. I forgot 4 did. But yeah. And crazy feature planes. Being able to go back and play the old bits of the story. I mean, the older missions. Unfortunately, they cut all those out for American audiences because Namco believed the North American audiences were sophisticated enough to enjoy those refined aspects of the game. Which, they may be right, they may not have been at that time. I deeply regret their decision now, but at the time they may have a point, probably not though. And Namco, now Bandai Namco, which they merged with Bandai a couple of years ago, and a couple of years into this game's future, they are just now starting to put their games into North America, like with Gunbreaker 3 Break Edition English subtitles, like the subtitle series of games where basically they take one of their games, localize the text, and that's it. And make it for a general region, and then release it. Not really. Release it on Amazon and some places, so you can and some sites, and then you can import to the United States or just buy from Amazon. Like for example, Gunbreaker 3 you can buy from Amazon, whereas Girls on Panzer Dream Tank Match, a new one, you can't buy from Amazon. You have to buy it from a site like PlayAsia. Unfortunately. But yeah, at least they're trying, and then they just released New Gunbreaker for worldwide, so that's progress. So hopefully they remake they do what the Master Collection did, and remake all 3 of the original games, and re-release the Japanese and American version in America, so we can have all the experience. Like for example, have two modes, because it's not really needed to have just the American version, or have the American version separate, but it might be nice. Probably not though. But still. Alright, so what loads do I have? I gotta remember to press X, not O. Now when you finish a game, you go back, so, yeah. Triangle. Okay, so let's start a new game. On the wall, of course. I used to play games on easy. But now I play games on normal. Because I'm a boss. Or I'm the boss. But here's the main menu. It looks nice with this little attachment. With this little adapter. Basically, it does a really good job of bumping the SV signal to 720p or to 1080p. I'll link a description what it is and put in the description saying PS2 games are played with that adapter. Options, controller. See, it has. So that must be the PlayStation must have got dual sticks eventually. Or again, Sony did a really good job on the PS2 sticks taking them back to very easily, or very well. I mean, sorry, tired. You know what? I never meshed with any of this. I bet I'm going to in this playthrough. Analog 60 digital. Okay, yeah. Okay, that means that there is no looking. I miss it in the DS games. And I guess I have to say I miss it in the PSP games. But there's the thing, though. There are two sets of buttons which aren't really used on the 3DS games somehow. When the new 3DS has them, I don't quite understand that still. I mean, they could always update it. I hope they do. Stereo mono. Very nice. Yes, you adjust the TV screen. Not your game. That's actually the bounds. Yeah, that's actually the bounds of this thing. Actually, is it registering 1080p? Actually, yes it is. Quite barely, yeah. Is that circle? Yeah, that's circle. There you go. You know what? I never messed with these. Strong vibration, yes please. That bomb, yes please. I never needed to. A lot of good settings. You don't really get settings in old games like this. Huh. I never looked at it, at least not for long, albeit I was much younger last time I played this game, and when I started playing this game. When did I start playing Ace Combat 3? My first Ace Combat game was Ace Combat 4, then 5 and 6, well then 5 and Balkan War. I believe I got these after Balkan War. I believe. Also nice thing you don't get modern games, for some odd reason. I mean, it's to sell soundtracks. Yeah, that's cool. Never missed that at all. That's a new screen to me. Yeah, it's like a hardcore game and still miss on some complete menus. That's why I do them in modern videos, like the title leaks. Thank you. Okay, records. Never quite missed that. I never miss with modern games either. Really. Sometimes I do, most of the times I don't. Also leads to many of a toxic player base records do. Okay. Let's do this thing. Mission briefing. Newark Air Force is transporting military supplies over no-fly zone above Expo City. Scramble main and destroy their transports. I can't do that. Mission type transport. Unit type R501. Recording times 2. Coordinates 80, 82. The good old trusty Typhoon 2. Now, you might notice all the aircraft in this game, which if you're familiar with Ace Combat, but not familiar with the future Ace Combats, being PSP games or Ace Combat X up, so Ace Combat 3, and you're only familiar with the Falcon, you should be pleased to hear that in the future, every aircraft uses the Falcon cockpit or coffin cockpit, which is completely armored, which is good. And basically has cameras built around the cockpit to give you good full 360-degree vision. However, the Falcon has an early version of it, which you'll see what I talk about in this in a little bit once we actually get into the game. But basically, later versions are in this game, where you see in the Falcon it has its normal cockpit, but the glass is replaced by screens, by video screens, whereas the future versions of the coffin system would later basically would work the same way they work in Mobile Suit Gundam, which I've already explained on this channel before, oddly enough, with their mobile suits, where basically it's a link to your head. Basically, on your helmet connects to your head. More advanced versions do it more advancedly. Maybe even a full bodysuit laying on your back into coffin, but that's only in the most advanced aircraft of this era, which are the in-game aircraft, which you can play in the Japanese version, not the American version, because you run on missions at that time. and you can't do Game Plus it. Yeah, let's do this. Vulcan Missile. Now this was before special weapons, as I hammered into your head in the DLC of Ace Combat 6. It's Vulcan Missile, how we can change your guns out, which is pretty cool. Connected. Let's do this thing. Transport. UPO. OPO. Peacemaker. Networking a general resource build rivals in the competition for events, economic domination of the world. The key I'll be able to read it fast enough. The fetching key scientists from general resource to network is the latest technical queue, and yes. Universal Peace Enforcement Organization, EPO, command believes the network recent acquisitions of events, technology, and research in emerging technologies are part of a master plan to suppress general resource and critical economic sectors. Moreover, Newark's recent show of force against general resource indicates Newark's willingness to use violence to achieve corporate objectives. Your mission as UPO pilot is to protect general resource interests that are threatened by Newark's aggressions. However, keep in mind that UPO prime directive is to mandate and maintain peace among all parties at all costs. Okay. Also in this game.
Engage.
Thank you. I was about to say that. And this is the cockpit of the Coffin 2 version or 3. I forgot which. And then press select. You should go in the third person. There you go. Where basically, if you notice, it's completely VR. That's the Coffin system. That's not because they couldn't make a good-looking cockpit. Remember, I'm going to use this guy because I can. Actually, the other guy's supposed to. Oh, he's bite. Oh, that's missiles. No, guns. Yes. No, and this guy. Oh, it's using their own stick. Never mind. You use twos to do the thing that you do. To yaw. Okay, guns this guy. Wow, that's so weird to me. Oh, wrong one. Huh? Oh. Now this control scheme wouldn't work in the modern day with triggers everywhere, and everyone's coming from Xbox. So it's crazy. Xbox gamers not knowing how to use 2 fingers to play games. I swear. My hands are getting too big for this controller. No. Yes. Like you said. Now where's the rest of them? Right there. I need to press where? Yes. I missed one! Actually, let's get these guys before they get out of combat zone. Now, I love this game. However, it's harder to see on 1080p, actually. It took me forever to go to HD. I played Halo Reach on HD forever. That's when I got my modern day TVs, by the way. Huh? So many years of playing with your own control scheme is crazy. You have infinity ammo? Of course, for your gun. Yeah, gotcha. No question, Cindy. Thank you. They're just going to patrol around the sector, around the map. I hope so. Oh, that's the entire map. Good. That's flying low. I never flew low in this game for whatever reason. The ground never appealed to me. Oh snap, bonk! By the way, you bounced this game, thankfully. PS2 controller feels cheap now. Once I got used to the Pro controller. Wow. I'm doing the one. Air brake.
Caution.
I know I'm stalling. I also love the physics in this game. Very rudimentary, but they work really nice. Also, who needs vertical? Gotcha!
Bingo.
There you go.
Mission over.
Gotcha! Much better than last time. Okay, we'll do another mission because I talked a lot. Sorry. I'm getting tired, still getting over the medicine and being sick. He succeeded in preventing full violations of no-fly zone by New York air transport. Yay! And let's save. I'm pressing. Oh, like I'm playing an English subtitles game. This game was fully localized. That's being generous. Yes, I know. Oh, by the way, you know when they mention the mega corporations and the peacemakers? And the... Eh. What? Yes? Am I hitting no? I'm hitting no. Wrong one.